All right, so we're gonna get into the last of the E3 for this episode, which is Microsoft / Xbox. I think this is gonna have to be a big one for them. I feel like in the sense of just hitting everything right. Ones that we already know about is Crackdown 3, and I think that's it on this list. That's for sure confirmed, right?
Right.
Besides the Sea of Thieves and State of Decay 2 DLC, like you threw out, through the Walmart leaks, we had Gears of War 5 and Forza Horizon 5, and then you even threw out like your quick, like just like Hail Marys or like Halo 6, Perfect Dark 2. The streaming services, I think we're probably gonna. There's a likelihood we're probably gonna get that.
Okay.
Or if not, they'll say like we're working on it or something like that, or you know what I mean. They'll have like a later release. Fable, we happy few. I've never heard of that before.
It's in Xbox game preview right now. It's a very BioShock-esque sort of single player game.
Okay.
It's been in preview. Oh man, probably at least a year now, but it has never reached its full release.
So we might get a release for that. Okay.
I think it was last E3. They had like a gameplay trailer. I don't know if you remember this or not. It was like the premise is the government or whatever it is that's like overseeing these people. It like they make you take pills to like keep you basically like sedated, but like if you're taking the pills, like you're like happy. And so like and then like in the trailer in the trailer it's like the player like you get like the option to like take it or not, and then like the story kind of diverges from there. And like it was like he was responsible in the trailer. He was responsible for redacting like newspaper articles. Do you remember this? It was last year at E3, and like so like his job was to like block out certain parts of like the articles, and like you could choose like what like to like let the article pass.
Yeah.
Or like it's like very decision based, like kind of single player game. There's a game I have it downloaded.
I'll have to double check that.
But it's like definitely like in the BioShock kind of vein.
Okay, that makes sense. That's kind of cool. I like that.
And the art style is very similar to.
And then we got Cuphead 2, and then PUBG info, which is probably going to be them talking about how they're working with Xbox and whatnot. And then bundling Xbox Live Gold with Games Pass.
I think this is a no-brainer. I think that.
I guess it goes with like the streaming too, in a way.
Yeah, a little bit. I think it's just like there's no reason for these things to be separate anymore. I think Xbox Live Games Pass has been, I would say, a success.
Oh, definitely.
I think that they're seeing it
above water.
I think that they're seeing it with even State of Decay 2. They announced, I think it was yesterday, that State of Decay 2 has passed like 2 million like separate users. I think that part of that is in fact like due to the fact that like you can pay $10 and play the game.
Yeah.
So I think that it's been a really good thing for them. I think that it's a no-brainer for them to include it in Gold. I think I would be okay with it, like even if like I think Gold right now is $60 a year still. Like say it goes up to like $80, but you get Games Pass for the whole year.
That was still a decent deal.
Right. I think that's a great deal.
Yeah.
And they've already announced that Games Pass is gonna like whenever the next Gears comes out, whenever the next Halo comes out,
it's already
gonna be there.
Yeah, I think it's definitely gonna force maybe like not eventually, but maybe PlayStation might go in this avenue. But I think they're already making enough money like on those games alone without even with the Games Pass, because they have a lot of trust in what they're bringing out on their first party games.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, like I said, it's keeping them above water easily, and it keeps those people that are like, what's cheaper, in a way. And like, I remember telling my sister about this after she bought the PS4. She was like, "What? I could have bought this and I had this for $10." Because Maddie's like, he's not a very specific kid, or they just got this console and I kind of threw it at him in a way.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, they have a lot of kid-friendly games on there as well, and you probably would have been able to like just play whatever game on there. I mean, like you would have saw him like in a couple of years and be like, how many games you played? Like I only got through half of it, probably. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into the big titles. Halo 6 probably gonna be a teaser trailer, you would say?
You were saying when we started this that this has to be a really big year for Microsoft. I think that it can't be a big year for Microsoft if they don't at least tease Halo 6. What I'm worried about is that so it could go two ways. I think that Halo 6 is coming soon, within the next 2 falls. So by fall 2019, Halo 6
It would
is
have
out.
to come by next fall.
Or they go like the ODST route, and there's another Halo title, and they keep Halo 6 for like the next console.
I think I don't know. I feel like maybe they've already seen the sinking ship, so that's why they would hold off. But I think that would be disappointing. I think that's kind of a bad stain on this console generation for them. Because like they really have not delivered any kind of first party title. Period. That's like up there with, Last of Us and Uncharted's and even God of War's.
Yeah.
But I think
I understand that those games are like critically successful and like most people enjoy them. For me personally, like none of those games interest. None of the PlayStation exclusives interest me.
But I think that's why they're separate. Like I think why Nintendo isn't worried about like their titles and stuff in a sense. Like they're like in their own universe.
Well, yeah.
But I feel like when people play video games generally, like when you hear someone, I think there's too many of the majority saying like these games are just far superior in a way, because like that's what's supposed to be on a console, like this kind of console. It's not supposed to be like something that isn't that at that quality.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think that the Xbox is definitely aware of the like huge gulf that there is between them and PlayStation at this point. I think it seems like every year or so we get that. So Microsoft never announces like the number of Xboxes that have been sold, but PlayStation does, and then EA always comes along and they're like, oh well, so PlayStation I think is coming up on 80 million PS4s, and then EA, I think it's EA, like each of the last 2 or 3 years they give this number of like consoles that are in the like all consoles that are available, and so like we know the PlayStation number, so we can kind of infer the Xbox number from like that number that we get from the third party. So like they're being outsold. In a best case scenario, they're being outsold 2-1. Yeah, if not worse than that.
I think it's worse than that.
And but what I think Xbox has done a really good job of over the last couple of years is like the Games Pass and like all the service. Like Xbox Live was already better than the PlayStation equivalent, and it's like done nothing but get even.
I think you can. That's a good thing saying, but I feel when you have good service, but you don't have anything that's good to play on it, I think that's the problem.
I think that we'll see.
I think that's just the problem they're not seeing right now. When we look at Sea of Thieves, we play that game for 2 weeks because like we saw that oh man, this game is more of a grind.
It is a grind, and
like do we like Destiny? That was a no.
But Destiny though is like not a console exclusive, but basically everybody thinks it's an exclusive.
Yeah,
because like
that's another problem right there. They don't.
That's why
their marketing is really bad.
That's why I think this E3 we're gonna see Xbox stretch a little bit. They're gonna perhaps overpay to end up with marketing deals. Although I think like Assassin's Creed Odyssey we were talking about. I think if I remember correctly, Origins was the marketing deals with Xbox as well. So, like I wouldn't be surprised to see Odyssey marketed there. I think they should stretch and try to get Splinter Cell, like get Ubisoft to have like the marketing deals there. And then what I think we're gonna see is maybe two relatively big third-party studios where Xbox steps out, gives them a huge chunk of change, and like their next game is an exclusive.
That's what I would like to see.
Like the stuff that we don't know about.
But I think also they need a strong new title, because I feel like the last 5 years they have not had that kind of that thing that's holding the table with like Gears and Halo. You know what I mean? Like there's just like not a pillar there that's holding it up for me right now.
I guess.
Like Crackdown 3, I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice. I'm not a little kid anymore. I'm sorry, but like this game doesn't excite me. Like I like the idea of it, but it's not something that's gonna draw. I mean, I'm an adult now, so it's like it's not drawing my attention. You know what I mean? That's just a personal thing. But Halo 6, yeah, but was Halo 5 a good game?
Better than Halo 4.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like there's
the multiplayer was great.
Hey, like Gears of War 4, was that a good game?
I enjoyed it. I got more than 100 hours out of Gears 4.
Okay, but like, I just don't think it's holding. There's not enough weight held here. I would enjoy Perfect Dark, a modern version of Perfect Dark in this console like environment. I would enjoy that. Fable, come back to me when you have a real game. Cuphead 2, PUBG stuff, that's kind of cool and nice, but
I don't know. The Cuphead 2 is not at all something that's been confirmed.
Yeah,
like I just threw that out there as like, is it possible? I think Cuphead might have too long of a development cycle because everything's hand drawn, so it might be a little bit challenging there. But Cuphead, I don't know. The Xbox first party scene for me, I think is, I won't say criminally underrated, but I don't think that Xbox is not failing this generation. I think they definitely they failed. They had a poor start, coming out with like still having the Kinect.
Yeah.
Like making this kind of one box for everything sort of thing instead of focusing on games. Like it hurt them, and you're seeing like they never recovered from that. That's why PlayStation has 80 million PS4s and Xbox doesn't. Like, but personally anyway, I feel that the first party games have been slightly underrated. I think that Quantum Break is. I will say Quantum Break is criminally underrated. A lot of people think that Sunset Overdrive is criminally underrated. I think that maybe we're getting used to Gears and Halo, but like they were still good entries in the series.
Okay.
So I think that like this Xbox is in a bad state compared to PlayStation, but if you were looking at Xbox just as it is right now, they'd be doing fine. But PlayStation is doing exceptional, and that's why we think Xbox is doing poorly.
But I think Xbox isn't like. I feel like they're not even trying to get to be exceptional, though.
But should they at this point?
Well, that's the problem, though. They should have already been.
Like, why not win the next generation? Like, it's
well,
over.
What about
already.
this generation?
It's over already. It's been over for 2 years.
Well, that's my problem. That's what I'm saying. Like, why weren't we? I felt like I was shorthanded in a way. I felt like especially Halo 5, I was not handed. That was.
I don't know. I just don't feel like PlayStation. You cannot deny the success that PlayStation has had, but they have the inferior hardware. They have the inferior services. They don't have a Games Pass. They don't have as wide breadth of backwards compatibility on.
But I think that's
PS4. They have a better online service. They have a more consistent online service. It's the PSN goes down all the time.
I don't know. I think I'm just disappointed. I think that's what it is. I had high expectations. I was very optimistic about them with this generation, and it didn't pan out. And like, it's not that I'm gonna go buy a PlayStation over next generation over Xbox, because like, I don't know. I don't know why I keep buying an Xbox. It doesn't make any sense. I guess.
The only reason you need to keep buying an Xbox is the controller.
Okay, that too.
You can't play. I don't understand how people play games on my controller. All I have is MLB The Show, and I can't play games on my controller.
I don't know. But okay. We'll see what happens with Microsoft. This is the one I'm going to be paying attention to the most.
They got to be all in.
And all the conferences, because this is my console, but I want to brag about my console. Like, you know, when you talk about, like, I want to brag about my bitch, this is the thing I want to brag about. I want to brag about my bitch. Because, like, there's too many PlayStation players I hang out with outside of the group. Okay. But yeah. So, that's been it for the E3